Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are sharing the advanced level guide to how to win your pageant. All right, guys, if you have not watched the beginner and the intermediate videos, I want you to make sure that you go check those two videos out after you finish this one. In those videos, we are discussing your posture, how to walk in heels. We'll talk about standing in the T position, choosing the right shoes, choosing the right dress and wardrobe for your pageant, as well as preparing for your interview. And then in the intermediate, we'll share with you swimsuit walk, evening walk, athletic fun fashion walk, as well as posing on the runway, transitions, and we talk about half turns. In this advanced video, we're going to jump right in with full turns. Now, full turns can be intimidating, but full turns are really a lot of fun, especially in a pageant. Because the nice thing about a full turn in a pageant is that it doesn't have to be at a very fast speed. So it is something that you can slow down a little bit, especially if you're doing like your evening gown walk. You can slow it down. You can even slow it down for your swimsuit walk as well. So if you are new to pageants, a full turn shouldn't be intimidating because you can slow it down a little bit. You don't have to do it really fast. As you cross, you know, one foot in front of the other and then spin. Make sure that you're not pressing your heels down into the ground as you're turning so that you don't get stuck as you're turning around. Nice fluid motion. And as you make that full turn, do not take that don't take the back foot and swing it forward. You want a nice control move with the front foot in order to start moving forward. So practice with the clothes that you are going to be wearing, with your evening gown, your fun fashion, athletic, swimwear, whatever it is you're going to be wearing for your pageant. Make sure you're practicing your full turn in those clothes and in the heels that you are going to wear for that particular pageant. Next up is posing for your pageant headshots. So pageant headshots, those are very important. It really does make a huge impression what you do. So this isn't something that you want to, obviously you won't be doing a selfie for your headshot. You want to have something that is professionally done by someone who knows what they're doing behind the camera. And when you're posing for your pageant headshot, you want to do several different looks, but for the most part, this isn't going to be you'll have one big smiling headshot, and you'll also have something that's somewhere between, kind of like your Mona Lisa smile, somewhere between serious and a full smile, somewhere in the middle. This is probably going to be the best look for most of your pageant headshots. So practice that in the mirror and practice poses and movements with your head, tilts and turns. You're not going to be using your hair that much in these photos, so the hair isn't really going to change. Once it's set, it's set. So don't really count on using your hands in your hair, but you can use your hands in the photos as well, gently placing your hand underneath your chin or flipping it and setting it just slightly below your ear. Different things like that is going to give you a lot of different options as you're picking your headshot. Now, speaking of headshots, you're going to have this also professionally printed. You do not want to show up at your pageant with a photo that you've printed at home. No matter how professional you think your printer is or how good it is, you want to pay to have it professionally printed on good paper. You don't want to show up with something that's flimsy, that's not even, the ink is missing and the colors aren't going to look as good or as vibrant. So headshots are really important, and it's something you really don't want to cheap out on. It's something that you do want to really spend the money on and invest in if this is something that you really want to do and continue to pursue pageants. So the next thing I want to talk about is on-stage question tips. And it's something that I get a lot of questions about, is to share tips about on-stage question. And I think one of the big things here is to, no matter what is presented to you, you answer this question like you are an expert, no matter what the question is each time. So you're not taking a lot of time to act like you're thinking about it. You want to start answering the question immediately. You want to start with thanking, for the question, and just jumping in, kind of repeat the question back as a statement and start your answer then. Buys you a few seconds in the beginning there. Also, there's a tendency when we're asked something and we're thinking about something, we tend to, kind of roll our eyes up like we're thinking. Eyes go up and to the side. This is something that we really need to practice for the on-stage question, is continuing to keep our eyes on either the person that is speaking to us on stage with the question, or eyes on the judges or the crowd. You don't want to break focus with any of those. So pick one, or you can switch between them to keep you from rolling your eyes up and to the corner as you're thinking about your answer. And you want it to just be really, it's really something that you want to really be fluid when you're speaking, and you don't want to get kind of locked up in what you're thinking and what you're saying. So you're thinking of the answer as you're already talking. And those are kind of the things that are going to help you to essentially buy a few seconds for yourself as you think of the answer that you're going to say, is to go ahead and thank them and repeat the question into a statement and then start your answer. So get a little bit of time there, not much, but it gives you a little something. And then again, keeping your gaze on the person, your interviewer, the judges, and the crowd, and that is going to have you looking really good. Again, when you're standing on stage, at this point you should know that you should be standing in your T position as you're receiving this question. Next thing we want to discuss is displaying your confidence. You want to show confidence and show the confidence of a winner when you're on stage and at your pageant. Again, this is something that you're displaying the entire time that you're at the pageant. You want to show that you're the person they should choose, and you want to show them why they should choose you, and really just show up and present yourself like, hey, I won this thing. And you don't want to be overconfident in that you're just, really more boasting about it, but you want to show them that you can do what it is that they will want you to do once you have won this pageant. And by presenting yourself in a very confident manner, you're going to really win quite a good favor and points from the judges throughout the pageant. Next is just playing with the crowd or playing into the crowd, especially during those fun walks. If you're doing a swimsuit or athletic and fun fashion, so important to involve the crowd, especially when you have those opportunities to really play into it and to really draw the crowd, because the judges will again be able to see here, hey, this person really is enjoying themselves while interacting with the crowd, as opposed to being intimidated or annoyed by the crowd. If you play into them, that's going to show them that you're confident and that you're out there, and it will show them what it will be like if you are chosen as the winner, and how you will act with the crowd and the public when you have that crown on your head. Next is how you handle yourself through the entire pageant. And if you've watched the other two videos, I've mentioned this before, and it's so important that I'm going to say it again. And the pageant starts when you show up to sign in. That's when it starts. Although the judges' cards don't start then, the pageant starts then. So everything you do from the second you step out of your car in the parking lot and you walk in there, that's it. The pageant has started. So you want to really show how you're the type of person that you are and how you interact, not just with those that are there at the pageant, but also with your fellow contestants, and just being empathetic and friendly and outgoing and helpful, and just show them what you would be like if you did win the pageant. And then we just want to touch on hair and makeup here real quick. Hair is very important. You want to wear a style that is complementary of your hair type. So if you have straight hair, you're not going to want to try to put a bunch of curl into your hair, because it's something that's not natural to it. It's going to be very challenging to keep into your hair. So try to play into the type of hair that you have when you're choosing the hairstyle that you're going to use throughout the pageant. And keep in mind of what that will look like with everything that you're going to wear for the pageant. It's going to be a very similar hairstyle, if not the same, throughout, depending on how much time you have to switch. And then, of course, makeup. Very important. And for the most part, honestly, it's very best to just pay a professional to do your makeup as opposed to trying to do it yourself. I think it makes a huge difference. It's something that they're going to be able to bring a higher quality of product than what you already likely have, and they are going to be able to apply it in a manner that is going to accent your good things, your good attributes from your face, and it's going to help to accentuate things like if you have cheekbones or your eye color or anything like that. These are all things that professional makeup artists will be able to deal with. So you want to make sure that you have someone who's professional, who is going to do your hair and your makeup, because those are both things that are incredibly important and will complement what you're going to be wearing at the pageant. And then the last thing that I want to talk about here is dealing with the pressure of being on stage. This is something that is actually going to grow over time. The first few times that you are in a pageant, you're not going to feel as much pressure, but as you begin to win pageants and expectations start to grow, there will be that little bit of pressure. But the important thing, I think, to remember throughout is to really think about what it was like when you first started and what it was like when you first started to compete in pageants, and to kind of keep that mentality. You bring the experience, but you want to still have that same level, keep that same level of just fun and playfulness, but bring the experience and put those things together. And that's really going to help to take that pressure off of you as you continue to participate in pageants. Hopefully this series has helped you guys out. Leave me some comments down below on how you're doing in your practice for your pageant. And if you've got some pageants coming up, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And if you want to do a modeling course, we've got that on here as well. Sign up for those notifications and you'll get an alert every time we upload a video. And why don't you give me a like while you're on the page as well, guys. Have a great day, and I wish you lots of great luck in your next pageant.